Oakland. Hello and welcome back to coverage here at GP Oakland. I'm Marshall Sutcliffe. I'm in the booth with Eduardo Sichgalik. Thanks so much for coming along. Coverage of Modern here from the Bay Area. We've got Andrew Blackwood. Andrew's on 5-2, playing this win-and-in match for day 2, and he's on Abzan Evolution. This is a combo deck centered around 2 key pieces that help make infinite mana. On the other side of the table is Sam Pardee. And he's had a rough start here. He's 5-2, but with Bant Spirits. And look at this, Vizier of Remedies on turn 2 from Andrew. That's a good sign for him.
It's a good sign for Sam, actually.
Yeah, you'd actually lead off with the
Devoted
Druid, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Also, kiss it goodbye anyway, says Sam Pardee. He's going to play Reflector Mage to send it packing here on turn 2.
Yeah, and this matchup, Spell Queller tends to be exceptional in a matchup like this. That's going to be the key card from Sam. Just because it can get rid of a Devoted Druid and not have it hit the graveyard, and there's not much that Andrew can do about it. So it's a really key piece here.
All right, well, there's Reflector Mage getting in the red zone for 3 damage, and then the Mausoleum Wanderer is a follow-up. But as you mentioned, the ever-present Spell Queller mana sitting there and really kind of forcing Andrew Blackwood to decide what he wants to risk. He really can't sit here and do nothing.
It looks like
without
Andrew...
an instant speed something.
Yeah, but it looks like Andrew mulligan this game. Based on the number of cards I've seen in hand, it kind of makes sense here.
Okay.
But yeah. By the way, one little tidbit. Martin Juza is out of this tournament.
What happened?
He said Bant Spirits was not good.
Oh.
And his exact tweet was he felt it was not well positioned. So he felt like the field was very aggressive against the deck, and with Sam Pardee being 2-2 for the day, again, Sam having free buys, maybe that statement is accurate. Maybe it's not a bad deck for sure, but maybe it's not well positioned against the Izzet Phoenix decks in the field.
Andrew's going to go for Shalai, Voice of Plenty here, and that prompts Sam Pardee to go into the tank. He does, in fact, have a Spell Queller in his hand. It's a matter of if he'd like to use it. It seems obvious to do so, but, if he's got an answer for Shalai, also the fact that Shalai's a legendary creature makes her a little bit less great of a target for the Spell Queller, as Andrew may just have another.
The tempo play is really good here.
It's so good.
One thing, though, Andrew can win on the next turn. If Andrew
can win on the next turn.
Yeah, if Andrew
with
draws
no creatures.
Yeah, you can just draw Devoted Druid, play it, put 2 -1/-1 counters on it. It goes to your graveyard. Then you post-mortem lunge it, add a mana, then add white. So if he has land, Devoted Druid, Vizier, and the card to search, then he wins.
Ooh, there's a Devoted Druid. Okay, there's a Vizier. Looks like he doesn't have the lunge.
I mean,
now,
also, Andrew is down to 1 card, so there was no way to actually get there.
Is he losing? Is he going to lose this turn, though? No, right?
Let's see. In the air, we definitely don't have enough damage here.
Right, that's what I was thinking. So Andrew might actually get to untap with the mana. Now, making infinite mana is all fine and well, but you do need to do something with it.
He does have Dustwatch Recruiter in hand, so it depends.
That's plenty enough.
But Sam has access to Reflector Mage, so as long as Sam returns the Vizier of Remedies, I think he's got this on lockdown. I actually wonder if it was the Devoted Druid. It's kind of tough. I guess you still play the Vizier out anyways, since Sam knows you have it, and you don't really want the Devoted Druid to get bounced. But yeah, bouncing the Vizier here is probably going to be lights out, since Andrew can't really play it, and this is going to be enough, I believe. Especially since Andrew cannot Collected Company this turn, as there are, 2 Mausoleum Wanderers. Actually, with Devoted Druid, you can pay through them, so it is possible.
Is Court of Calling an option?
I don't think
Probably
so.
not after cracking the Horizon Canopy here.
Yeah, and there's a Postmortem Lunge in Andrew's hand. There's just nothing to bring back.
He found another Horizon Canopy. Wow, this one ended up being a little closer than it looked, but it does look like Sam Pardee is going to be able to finish things off here.
Yeah, I think the key here were those 2 Reflector Mages. They bought Sam a lot of time and disrupted the combo player here. Yep.
Yeah, Andrew did have Court of Calling, but not enough here. And that is game number 1 going to Sam Pardee.
But yeah, here that was the key. Reflector Mage bouncing Vizier of Remedies twice. And also Andrew's mulliganing down to what seemed like 5 or 6 cards made it a lot harder. To be fair, this deck mulligans well, right? You only need 2. You need free key pieces. You need Vizier, Devoted Druid, and a way to search something, a Dustwatch Recruiter, something to do with all your green mana.
Right.
So yeah, post board here. Against a creature deck like Bent Spirits, you're probably not going to modify your deck too much. The free Path to Exiles are going to be the key card, essentially allowing Andrew to get rid of a Spell Queller and get something back into play. It's going to be, that's definitely the card coming in. But otherwise, there's just not much to bring in. Worship is a really nice little piece. It can allow you to win games you have no business winning. So we're probably going to see that come in. Sigarda, Host of Herons, is also quite a nice blocker, but I'm not sure if he'll come in. But it is 5 mana, and it does get to block, essentially buying Andrew a lot of time. So we might see it come in. But I think here, I'm going to see Andrew shave some of the worst combo pieces. Eldritch Evolution, not really great against the deck with Spell Queller. Commune with Nature is okay, but not at its best in a matchup like this.
What do you make of his T-shirt there? Wayward Planeswalkers Collective, it says.
I am not sure. Do you have any more information on this one?
No, I don't. I'm curious. There's a lot of cool, there's a lot of, LGSs where people kind of get together and play and stuff, but I just talked to a young man here named Diego from LA, and he came up with his high school Magic team.
High school Magic team?
I'm not kidding. Eight players on the Magic team. They get together, they play test together, they work out decks, do all that stuff, and they all drove up from LA this weekend to battle in the GP. How cool is that?
Okay, well, I didn't have a Magic team.
I was going to ask you how well you did at your high school Magic team, but I figured you'd be the captain.
We didn't have a team.
Oh, no.
We did get to play Magic in the break room. That was already nice.
You were hiding in the library playing Magic like the rest of us?
No, we were fine. We could be in plain sight. We played a lot of... We also played, there were a lot of... It was actually kind of nice. You got to play a lot of different board and card games. French Tarot. But yeah. I've actually heard of a lot of communities, especially in Europe, where they've linked with schools and Magic. And the key selling point for a lot of educators and parents has been that Magic is a game you can play, physically and with other human beings. And a lot of parents have really enjoyed, that they see that a lot of value in that face-to-face interaction. And of those kids, going to tournaments and seeing their friends and being outside and interacting, and they see it as a healthy way to, an intellectual activity that, they can invest time in, and there's social interaction live. So I've seen a lot of schools and parents and educators really latch onto Magic for that.
Yeah, I'm really glad to see things trending in that direction. When I was in high school, it was not like that.
No.
And also, it's just I appreciate the fact that we're out here doing this. This is a natural evolution of that. You can see coming to these big events sometime, even when you're young. All right, well, we're underway here, and 2 great starts for both players. Really quite ideal, I'd have to say.
Yeah, that's pretty much how you want to start on both decks.
Yeah, Noble Hierarch here for Andrew Blackwood, and Sam Pardee has, his own version of Mana Ramp. He's got an Ether Vial.
There's actually a question as to whether Noble Hierarch or Vial would be better for Sam, especially with a Reflector Mage. But yeah, on the draw, Sam does not have tons of interaction. One of the only cards that really interacts here is Path to Exile. But yeah, here's Vizier of Remedies. This could be over as soon as turn 3, but yeah. Sam responding with Path to Exile on the Devoted Druid. I mean, if Andrew has a Postmortem Lunge, Andrew can still take this one down now. But Postmortem Lunge tends to be a card you board out against Bant Spirits because they have a lot of exile removal, Spell Queller, Path to Exile, so it has a lot less value.
And here we go. Path to Exile.
Andrew at least gets to add 1 green mana.
2?
Oh, yeah, 2. Sorry, you can untap.
So he has 2 mana floating, and then the Vizier resolves, but Sam Pardee dodges death, at least potential for death here, very early in the game.
Yeah, decides to put it in the graveyard rather than get a basic land, which indicates that there's at least a good number of postmortem lunges left in the deck. If you board out 2 or 3, then the land would have a lot of value. But in a scenario like this, you'd rather have it in the graveyard. Worship, though, is going to be a really nice piece because it's going to be... I'm not even sure Sam has a way to deal with Worship. Actually, 1 second. Is there anything? Once it's at play, there's a Knight of Autumn. If that was brought in, there is a Knight of Autumn.
Wow. And
Singular.
otherwise, it just has no other way to deal with Worship?
Yeah. You would probably bring it in because... Wait, is that 4 Spellquellers in Sam's hand?
Is he really sitting on 4? Well, if he's firing one off on a Noble Hierarch, I would say probably.
Well, you have to deal with Worship somehow. Every creature's a problem.
Indeed.
4 Spellquellers? Yeah, and you have Vile. Yeah, let's stop everything. Sam has to find 2 removal spells. I mean, Reflector Mage kind of works. But yeah, if it wasn't for this Worship in play, Andrew would be really far behind. But as stands, it's... I mean, it really just depends on what Sam's going to draw. But with 3 Spellquellers, definitely can stop most things.
Man,
the question is, can he find the answer to
Spellquellers
Worship?
in his hand. That was pretty sweet.
Noble Hierarch. Yeah, we're definitely going to... That's getting quellered, probably.
Oh, it didn't.
Oh, because you get to eat the creature. But it has Exalted.
Yeah, it has double Exalted on it right now. Okay. Draw Skull Captain and Spellqueller. But still, Andrew is going to be able to keep around these Noble Hierarchs, right?
Yeah, they're still around.
So that'll buy him a ton of time thanks to the Worship.
There's also a Vizier in hand.
Okay, a replacement Vizier would be a good time for that. That gives him the opportunity perhaps to find some more.
He does have a Lunge in hand, which is why you saw the Devoted Druid go to the graveyard. I mean, he drew it later, but that's why he decided to keep a number of them in the deck. There is an argument for bringing a few out, but not enough were brought out that the Devoted Druid shouldn't be in the graveyard. Yeah, and Sam's still with 2 Spellquellers. I feel like Andrew shouldn't really be attacking in this game. It doesn't feel like
that
attacking.
That is not how this game goes, right?
No, it felt like the attack last turn did not need to happen. Oh man, that is a sad communion with nature.
Did he miss?
Yeah, it's not Ancient Stirrings.
Oh, brutal.
It doesn't get lands, right? So, yep. I mean, basically, yeah, Sam has to get to that Knight of Autumn. I mean, Reflector Mage with Phantasmal Image can also get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
You can Reflector Mage a Vizier. Postmortem Lunge.
He's going for it? No.
Well, that's definitely going to...
I was going to say, Sam doesn't need to see much more than that, so he's going to go ahead and fire off the Spellqueller here. He's obviously built up a nice board, though. It's not particularly relevant. Until he can get rid of the... Wow, look at this board. Now, he does want to get Andrew down to the 1, though, here, right?
Yeah, Postmortem Lunge is not a castable card. If you're at too low a life total, like, say, 2 or 1. But, yeah, still, Andrew has Path to Exile.
Can he get back a combo piece with that? Well, let's see. He's got
Shalai.
Shalai. All right.
Here's a Spellqueller.
And here's Spellqueller number 4 from Sam Pardee.
Should have played around it.
Andrew must just be like, is this real? How does this guy have 4 Spellquellers against me? He actually had all 4 of them at once in his hand.
Wow, Worship is a very good card.
No kidding. This draw would have been completely unbeatable without Worship.
Yeah, if Sam was on the play this game, I don't think Andrew could have ever won.
Ever won. He just would have Spellquellered literally every spell he cast after the second turn. It just crushed him. Okay, so you said the options are Knight of Autumn.
No, not options.
The option is
actually there are options.
And you said that there's 1 Knight of Autumn.
Yeah, there's a second option package, which is you Reflector Mage at some point every creature that Andrew has, and then image it. So essentially, you go Reflector Mage Reflector Mage, Image, or something like that.
Okay, and then get rid of all, in this case, 4 creatures. So Andrew really does need to keep playing out his creatures no matter what they are.
Yeah,
even a lowly noble hierarch like this. And here's Collected Company because Sam knows he has to churn through all of these creatures. Now, are we operating on the assumption, though, that Sam has brought in a Knight of Autumn? Is that even a foregone conclusion?
It's not necessarily the case, but you kind of have to play anyways as if it's not.
Right. I'm just wondering from our perspective, you and I as
I mean, Sam may not have a Knight of Autumn and may be forced on this kind of getting rid of every creature plan.
Does seem difficult. He's, of course, built up an insanely huge flying army.
I mean, if Sam hasn't, I think Sam would bring in the Knight of Autumn. It's kind of a hedge card against Worship, and 1 is, you just need the 1. Like, if you don't bring it in, then you lose the deck.
Right.
Which is not where you want to be. There's one way to lose them, a patch of Magic.
And it looks like Sam is just going to start tossing Mausoleum Wanderers at Commune with Natures. In fact, he 2-for-1s himself just to counter the Commune with Nature because everything counts.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Every creature matters. Also, Sam has Path to Exiles in his deck. So Sam's plan is essentially get rid of every creature. It's not exactly easy.
I mean, this is a heavy creature deck that Andrew's playing. He's not short on creatures. All he needs to do is find not that. The other piece, Andrew. Although he does still need a way to convert that into a win as well.
Oh, there's a Walking Ballista somewhere.
In his hand?
In the deck.
Well, I was saying, like, even if he draws Devoted Druid, he doesn't necessarily win on the spot.
Yeah, but you have Dustwatch Recruiter. You have a lot of cards to get there. I'm glad that they're playing at this pace, though. This is definitely the correct pace of play.
Agreed.
Oh no, Birds of Paradise! No. At least they're all duplicates, so you can kind of stack them up with Reflector Mage.
That's true.
There is a Reflector Mage, but that Phantasmal Image in play is,
Yeah, he hit that off of the
company.
Off the company. I wonder if he wanted to just put it on the bottom and plan for 20 turns later.
It's really hard. There's no more spell quellers, so how do you stop creatures coming into play?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like Sam is in a terrible position here. Like, if
if there's a Knight of Autumn, I don't know who
he has 0 or 1 outs, right?
Well, okay, so if Sam has Knight of Autumn, Sam is extremely favored here, since Andrew isn't really doing much.
But
Sam
Andrew
has interaction.
Needs less, like he has way more outs, doesn't he?
That's fair.
Let's see what happens here.
Postmortem
there's
Lunge.
Postmortem Lunge.
Yeah, playing black with the Birds of Paradise is nice.
Oh, that's tech.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta find it, right? That's how you cast
I
that
feel
card.
so much better. Even Sam Pardee had to pick up and read Postmortem Lunge.
Most people do.
Well, I mean, you brought it up to me, and I'm like, wait, which one is that again? I remembered it after I saw the picture, but that one came out a while ago.
Oh, we're going to Path to Exile both Viziers of Remedy.
He's just got double trouble here.
Yeah, I mean...
And is there not a Vizier of Remedy underneath one of these spell quellers? I can't remember.
Yeah, but they're not...
I'm saying, like, are we almost out of them?
What, a spell quellers? Yes, but...
No, a Vizier of Remedies.
There's one in the graveyard.
There's one in the yard.
There's
2
gone.
Exiled. Is there another one under a spell queller?
Not
believe
that
so.
I remember.
Okay.
There's a Noble Hierarch and a Postmortem Lunge.
This is starting to get a little sketchy. Yeah, and then there's Shalai. And then what's the top one, though?
Top one? The top one's Noble Hierarch. Noble Hierarch, Postmortem Lunge, Shalai.
Okay.
And Noble Hierarch again.
Okay.
Just 2 Noble Hierarchs.
It just looks like a white card to me, but maybe it's just super shiny foil. So I guess he's down to 1 more Vizier in his deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the way Andrew wins, if Sam doesn't have a Knight of Autumn, is just decking. But if Sam has a Knight of Autumn, I'm going to put the advantage bar in the middle because we don't know. It depends entirely on whatever Sam has Knight of Autumn. If Sam has Knight of Autumn, Sam is favored. If Andrew... Oh, but there's Court of Calling in Andrew's hand.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can just find the other piece then.
I mean, we can.
I want if it'll work.
Oh, yeah, but we have to find 2 more pieces.
Well, we find one with this, and then we need we need a finisher, right? Any of the many finishers that we could have access to.
Sam's Fervile is on free, so Sam can respond with Reflector Mage. Okay, so one of the things with the Vizier of Remedies interaction is you cannot really respond once the combo's in place, since Andrew can just always re-put a counter, so to speak. So at that point, if Vizier Remedy's in play with Devoted Druid, you can always re-interact with it. But maybe it's possible that Andrew boarded out one of the Viziers for a post-board game, and that might be all the Viziers.
So he just got Duskwatch Recruiter then?
Yeah. I mean, it's good. It gets more creatures, which when you have Worship is exactly what you're looking for, right?
So what does a win look like? Let's just assume that the Viziers are gone.
Sure.
Let's just for the sake of argument. What does a win look like for Andrew? Does he have to overcome this board that Sam's put together with just...
He decks him.
What?
Decks.
He can just deck him?
Yeah, that's all you need, right?
Well, I mean, is he even ahead on cards right now?
Sam...
Like, how does he actually do that?
Sam collected, companied, fetched a lot. We can just count the number of cards, I guess, but...
I'm not doing that.
What, you don't have an experience?
Look at this board! It looks like somebody dropped their deck on the table.
It wasn't Andrew that did it.
Oh.
Those fetch lines are really bad in Andrew's hand, by the way.
Chad is saying that Ballista wins.
Eventually, yeah, but...
You just keep adding counters the good old-fashioned way? Okay.
Yeah, but
That's true.
Sam
They're
can
right.
path it, and it gets messy. Might as well recast this Duskwatch Recruiter. But it costs 2. Oh, this is very entertaining.
This is weird.
Okay, yeah. Path to Exile is also really good because it gets a basic. 7, 2 cards exile, 9, 12, 14, 19. And then there's like some number of cards in hand. On Sam's side, we have 4, 7, 10, 15. I think Andrew's ahead on cards. Behind on cards, drawn by like 1 or 2. I'm not 100% sure because I don't know how many cards they each have in hand. But I think Andrew right now has a slightly larger deck size, but not by tons. But again, if Sam has Knight of Autumn, that's really all Sam needs. You get the Knight of Autumn down to kill Worship, that's going to be it. I mean, Andrew's not going to survive this onslaught for 1,000,000 damage, roughly.
Right. One Knight of Autumn and the game's over in a real bad way.
Yeah, I'm sure Autumn Burchett would approve.
What just happened there?
Probably viled in the wrong creature.
I see. Just put the Noble Hierarch on accident.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't think this is what the game is coming down to.
Right.
We might as well cast our Phantom rather than vial it in. We do have a Phantasmal Image in hand from Sam's side, so it makes total sense, right? Image can copy kind of anything. Duskwatch Recruiter does what it does best and fails to find a creature.
There's Devoted Druid.
I mean, every creature matters.
By the way, Eduardo, chat has an important question for you. Is this what Richard Garfield intended?
Yeah, of course. Also, Andrew, Sam is playing better than Andrew here by Andrew using the Duskwatch Recruiter, reducing the deck size.
So he's going to lose now to decking?
I'm not sure. I haven't recounting, but if he continues, yes.
Oh my goodness sakes, Eduardo.
How
about Sigarda? I think that those spirits are just bigger than Sigarda at this point, right?
Really? Sigarda? Like, 5/5 flyer is so pedestrian.
That's cute, yeah.
Yeah, no. I don't see it.
I don't think Sigarda was the answer here, yeah.
Shalai gets answered by enough card. Shalai would be okay, I guess, but Sam still has access to more creatures. It'd be a better use of the mana than reducing your deck size with Duskwatch Recruiter, though.
How about Horde? Now, the last time that he went for Horde, he went for Duskwatch Recruiter and not what could be the 4th Vizier in the deck. Though we're starting to get the feeling that that Vizier is not in the deck, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can check quickly here.
We'll also find out right now.
Yeah, because this is a spot where you'd have it.
Right, because now you have the combo set up. You can go through the whole thing.
Actually...
That is a Vizier. So Vizier number 4 is still in the library.
This is a weird spot to fire off the court. It actually would have been better on Andrew's own turn. Because now you can't really cast Walking Ballista. As in, if Sam responds to the Vizier. So now you're not getting Vizier as a result, which I feel like Andrew could have played the Vizier on. The thing, though, is Phantasmal. Yeah, and with Phantasmal Image on a Spell Queller, Andrew does not want to draw that card. Like, searching it's fine, right? Because if a search gets countered, it's not so bad. But getting the Vizier itself countered, that would be the last Vizier. So Andrew really does not want to draw Vizier of Remedies. Did he just draw Vizier of Remedies? I think, yes, of course. Of course, he drew Vizier of Remedies.
There it is.
And
The good old-fashioned way.
Just Phantasmal Image on Spell Queller.
Oh, no.
I assume.
Well, he's tapping it for 3. Yeah, other one. There we go.
Okay, we got the wrong one.
That's the right one.
There we go.
Oh, my, that is the last one.
There's still Postmortem Lunges.
They're all exiled.
Not the Lunges. No, there's one Vizier there. It's
What?
hanging out in the graveyard over there.
Where? Oh, there's one in the graveyard. Okay, so there's 1 under a Spell Queller and 2 exiled. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Spell Queller number 6 gets the job done here and keeps Sam Party alive and not comboed off for the time being. There's another Ether Vial. Are there any Mausoleum Wanderers on this battlefield? No, right?
No, there are none.
So a Postmortem Lunge has a good chance of actually resolving?
Yeah, it would. But Andrew's decided not to let this come to decking. Does not want to find out if Sam boarded in a Knight of Autumn.
He's just trying to get the job done ahead of that. So is it now down to Postmortem Lunge? Is that where we're at? Because I'll tell you what, Sam Party's board state cleanly dwarfs Andrew Blackwood's. That he is not winning this game the fair way.
There's actually a good argument to path to exile the Reflector Mage so that there's so it doesn't have an image target.
Also, just Walking Ballista is a thing, right?
Yeah, you could just cast Walking Ballista.
And then just start dumping all your mana into it every turn.
It's a bit awkward if Sam has access to another path to exile. And there we go. We finally are counting these libraries.
We have reached the library counting stage of our game. Welcome to GP Oakland.
However, Sam only started counting the deck when I'm pretty sure Sam is ahead on cards.
That's very smart. You don't want to draw that attention.
Nope.
I had that actually come up in a draft yesterday here where I kind of thought that me and my opponent might be decking each other, but I counted the cards that were in play and in hand rather than saying how many cards do you have because, well,
it's much easier.
When you know that and they don't, it's kind of good for you.
That's why I did it. It's just And now Andrew is under. The worst part about this canopy is that Andrew's probably not ahead on that many cards. So sacrificing the canopy to draw a card means that now Sam can do the same. But Sam's probably going to try to stay a few cards so that a collected company, can actually get played. But yeah, Andrew getting creatures off the Dustwatch Recruiter might be the downfall.
Now, does Andrew have access to Path to Exile of his own?
Yes, it can get exactly Reflector Mage or Noble Hierarch. There's a Drox Skull Captain or 5, right? Sorry, or 2.
There's 2.
That's
two,
good
right?
enough, yeah.
So that gives everything hexproof, right?
That is a spirit, right?
Yeah.
Reflector Mage is still fair game.
Yeah.
Which you might want to target, actually, so that image on Reflector Mage is just not an option. You could respond to Vial on 2 as well. Eldritch Evolution.
To sacrifice
the Dustwatch Recruiter.
The Dusky Boy.
July. Yep.
Maybe?
I mean, Devoted Druid makes Shalai cost 4, essentially. Since the +1/+1 counters...
offset?
Yeah, I mean, it's still kind of 6, but if you use repeat activations, it can be 4.
I feel like if Andrew starts activating this thing for three times per turn, he will actually finally have a better board state than Sam Pardee.
There's another Reflector Mage, though. That's really good on Shalai.
Just for time?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to give...
He didn't play it, but he's got the Ether Vial.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it end of turn.
Yeah, Andrew's going to get to use up this mana anyway.
So it's 4, 6, and then Noble Hierarchs, Birds of Paradise, and then Devoted Druids are 5. Yeah, there's 5 left, but Devoted Druids can untap, so it's 6. So you get 2 activations. Yeah, so if you had less dice than they have access to, the correct maneuver is to put them on devoted druid and just one other until things change. Just batch them together. These have +1/+1.
I mean, they're going to run us out of coverage dice. They've already run us out of coverage table. This is ridiculous. All right, and there's the Reflector Mage.
Welcome to worship.
Boy, we were talking about the MVP earlier.
Sam's just pointing at worship like, ugh.
Yeah,
it's nonsense.
Stupid thing.
I mean, if Sam has Knight of Autumn, this is a very easy game. But not the case.
It will be a single attack step if that is a card that he has. In the meantime, it's a lot of work to keep these dice rolling. So that was on Sam's end step. Andrew will not be able to cast Shalai this turn.
Yes.
But he can live with that. I mean, he's got plenty of cards in his library. Like,
not enough.
I think he does to activate Shalai enough times to just start attacking, right?
It's this Selfless Spirit really hurts your combat math.
Oh, Selfless Spirit. I forgot about that.
Like, the creatures have to be abnormally large.
I mean, they have to be huge. He's going to need to get 10 counters on each of those things.
More.
Oh, my goodness. I'm
sorry, those spirits are extremely large.
Yeah, they are. I would tell you how big they are, except for that it's too muddled. I can't even see in there.
Well, it's +4/+4 to all spirits that aren't the lords, and the lords have +3/+3. So that's how you do it.
Okay, but I still can't see exactly what's going on.
So there's...
And yeah, that decking thing is
one?
out of this because Duskwatch Recruiter is just churning through that library now.
Yep. I mean, you can fail to find.
Which he did, all on those activations.
Yes. It's worth noting that the devoted druids having counters from Shalai might be the most important part of all of this. And the reason for that is if you can make a Walking Ballista...
There's a Walking Ballista.
X equals 14, so 28 mana, then you can get there.
Is there any way for Sam to interact with that?
Not if it's played for 28.
All right, well, maybe he can just do that then. He just found the Walking Ballista finally.
Yeah, you can play the Shalai, then you can play the Devoted Druid, which re-flips the... Actually, wait a second. Is this enough mana already to activate Shalai a few times?
What is it?
You can activate it, but you're using counters on the Devoted Druid, which I don't think is where you want to be.
You want to save those up for the big.
Yeah. I think I would... Yeah, I think here... I mean, okay, fine. It's a long day. Like, I'm not going to assume that people can play under these conditions at their best here. But yeah, you can... Yeah, because these birds are...
I have it, I believe, at 22 right now. And then with these counters going on the Druids, that makes it even more. I think we're really close.
So Druids are 2 mana each, plus the number of dice on them. So it's 4 plus 8. So 4 plus 4, so 8. 9, 10, 11 from the...
Crawling Horde Howler.
Yeah, 14, 17, 22. Yes.
So we're getting very close.
Well, we still need 6 mana.
Yeah.
Sam's just looking at his Noble Hierarch like, how did it come to this?
No kidding.
At least there's a game free, potentially.
Andrew Blackwood, free us from our chains. We can't have this board state anymore.
There's a collected company. Let's look at more cards.
Spin the wheel.
To what? There's only one card that matters if it's even there.
But he didn't do it. So it's not there.
No, it's because you want to... If it's not there, he can image a Reflector Mage and bounce the Shalai.
Okay.
Okay, so every time the Shalai gets activated and those Devoted Druids do not lose counters, it's plus 2 mana, so now we should be at 26. So we're still, 1 or 2 mana off.
He's counting right now.
Yeah, it's 8 lands plus
12,
8 mana.
20, 3, 6. Yep.
8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, 26. Yeah.
26, yeah.
We just played a land, so 27.
So next turn he could do it for 28. Like just by activating Shalai a few times here, right?
Yes, that's why Sam is
all right
going through. This game. Okay, now I'm finally ready to call it into Andrew's advantage. Finally.
Okay, Andrew gets an advantage. Somebody finds an advantage somewhere.
Finally. The way this game's played, I'm pretty sure Sam does not have access to Knight of Autumn to get rid of this warship. But what a game this has been. We need 2 dice.
Look at all those dice!
I'd say this is Commander, but you're not allowed duplicates in Commander, right?
You're not.
Okay, so this can't be Commander.
This is not
The decks
Commander.
are not large enough. It's
Oh no, this is very real. This is high-level tournament play at a Grand Prix.
No, this reminds me of my days of like, this is ridiculous.
This is absurd.
And Game 3 will probably be a quick and, you know.
Yeah, somebody's going to get mana screwed.
So if you just tune in and you're looking at this nonsense mess, one deck is Aggressive Disruption, and the other deck is a combo deck that aims to win on turn 2, on turn 3 as consistently as possible.
Look at this. A 14-14 Walking Ballista, unload all of them, kill you.
I would probably make it 15, just in case Sam has a way to gain life at instant speed that I haven't thought about.
Sure.
Where are we at? Where do you want to image? Oh, Bouncing Shalai.
Sure.
Wait, what happened? Why is the Walking Ballista in the graveyard?
It should not be in the graveyard.
Oh!
Did I miss something?
No. We did. You know what Phantasmal Image copied? Shalai, right? You know what Shalai does?
Gives you hexproof.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I totally didn't see that. Sam Pardee with the next level maneuver, fooling me, you, chat, and Andrew, and giving himself hexproof
That's why you want to
speed.
That is why you want to, you know, make that ballista for more, just in case something weird happens.
Holy smokes!
Now Sam is explaining that Andrew doesn't have a way to win and is just trying to get to the end of the game.
Why is Sam at 1 though?
Walking Ballista 14. You gave hexproof on the last one. You have to, right? The Walking Ballista has to hit the graveyard.
Okay.
Yeah, if Andrew had just made Walking Ballista for 1 more, which was definitely possible with the Devoted Druids, that would have been enough.
He would have won?
Yeah.
Oh no.
And he destroyed his own library.
Right, because he went through with the activations from the Duskwatch Recruiter. And is Sam Pardee going to deck Andrew Blackwood to win this game?
Looks like we're going that way.
This is incredible.
This is definitely the highlight of today for me.
Oh, absolutely.
There's been a lot of great top decks, sweet games, and everything, but this has to be Sam Pardee just navigating this game
now,
in a masterful way.
But hold on a second.
Oh.
So there's only one Walking Ballista, but remember the card you and I both pointed out as one of our favorites? When
Eternal
we were going
Witness?
Over? Yeah, what about Eternal Witness?
I mean, if Andrew has Eternal Witness, that will do the job. Assuming that...
Now, he does still need to get rid of Shalai, though,
There's
right?
still 2... No, all 3 Phantasmal Images are gone. All the Spell Quellers are used up.
So Andrew would need to get rid of Shalai.
Which is easy. You just use a counter from Walking Ballista.
Sure, because it's an image. Okay, so that part's easy.
Yeah, it's not hard.
So,
you can just there's Path to Exile. There's a million ways.
Right. So there is actually.
Oh my gosh! Also, Andrew could have had white mana floating rather than by using a Devoted Druid, and that would have been enough to target the Phantasmal Image copying Shalai. Oh, but he didn't have white mana.
Oh, this has been an incredible game. It's all about worship, just completely warping everything that this game's been about. Sam Pardee has 100 power on the battlefield and simply cannot get it done. It might be. I can't count it up. Look at it all.
There's 4 lords. You can count it up.
You count it.
Oh,
You're
the 5th. Sorry, 5 lords.
5 lords.
So how many spirits are not lords and spirits that are lords? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. By my count, 8 spirits that are not lords and 5 that are. So 8 times 5 is 40. And then you have the 5 lords that get 4, so 20. So it's 60, and then the base power. So yeah, it's probably a little under 100 right now.
Okay.
We have, let's see, we have 10 base 70, 72, 76, 80.
go,
82.
Eduardo.
84. I think we have 91 power with Shalai, but because the Shalai is pumping up the creatures by 4, we're probably at like, let's see, how many creatures do we have? We have 10, 12, 15, 20. So it's 4 counters times 20, so 80. So we're at like about 170 power.
And can't attack. Doesn't do anything.
They can't attack. It doesn't
Just
do
does
anything.
nothing.
though.
Just does nothing. And look at this. They've busted out the big dice. Those are the ones we use for, like, planeswalkers.
What are you talking about? Birds of Paradise was there way before any planeswalker hit anything.
So ridiculous. Now,
If you're just tuning in, yes, this is totally real.
welcome to GP Oakland, everybody. Now, so do we think he may have boarded out the Eternal Witness?
It seems that way.
Because he did have a chance for Court of Calling earlier, but I don't know if that's what he wanted to get at that point anyway. So I don't feel definitive like that he doesn't have it. But
might have decided to cut a Witness rather than a Lunge. Again, that argument that everything's exile makes Witness much worse.
Right.
It's also much worse because just getting a 2/1 body is not relevant usually against spirits. But
there's Collected Company for Sam.
I still like having 1 Witness just because it doubles up a lot of your spell sideboard cards.
He only hit 1 creature off of it, but he did hit something. It's kind of interesting. I assume that Sam's library is just bigger. Uh-oh, he's going right through it. Does he actually have a Knight of Autumn in here?
I don't think so. I think Sam's looked at enough cards.
Like, why does he care about getting more Lords at this point?
I like this. Just counting the library. Just don't put creatures in play that would make the deck larger. Just do 1 instead of 2 to make us love the fact that there's about 1,000,000 power.
Oh, so
200 power in play.
Is Sam just simply making sure that he has the board covered here? Look at like Andrew's board is absolutely absurd as well. There goes Shalai.
The thing is, there's still like, let's see, the number of creatures on Andrew's side was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'm pretty sure Sam has far north of 12. We're probably at 20 plus.
Okay.
So, yeah. And there are definitely enough flyers, and Selfless Spirit makes combat for Andrew a total nightmare. There's still a Shalai Voice of Plenty on Sam's side, which probably should have been.
And he has mana to activate it. I guess he just didn't want to grab the dice. I mean, this is just completely insane.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know why we're looking at this library.
Was he looking to see if there's anything that he can even draw out of it?
I'm not sure what specific. Oh, Path to Exile.
Would that do anything?
I mean, he was just looking at the library.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, when he looked through it, like, shouldn't he know at this point I can win or I cannot win? Because he's way behind on cards.
It is a long day. You might forget a specific card, so I totally get it.
No, I meant after he looked. Like, don't you look and go, I can't win?
You might as well keep going. There's only 6 cards left.
I guess he is down a game.
Yeah, there's 6 cards left. You might as well go. But yeah, I think that's what's going through Andrew's mind.
I don't think he... I mean, he has a Court of Calling in his hand.
I mean, we would have seen this.
We would have seen that one.
It's just...
Now what's happening?
I mean, it's all happened. It's kind of all happened, I think, at this point.
He's tapping the 3 Birds of Paradise.
If this is an attack, it's not going to be...
Please say this is an attack.
It's not going to be very effective.
I want this to be an attack.
Yeah, Sam
says, you are not going to win by attacking. I have a Selfless Spirit.
Okay.
So Sam is, what he's doing is he's trying to clean up the board because combat's going to happen. So
the way I would work this is just how...
It's so confusing with all of these cards.
I don't think I think this is easy enough to block, right? Every bird has, let's see, every bird has 17 toughness, right? So you just need 17 power in front of every bird.
And then sack the spirit.
Right. Okay, now if we're talking with more, it gets a little...
All right, Andrew Blackwood into the red zone with the team. What is he attacking for? How much is it?
For show.
8? Yeah, I guess so. Are those all 3 devoted druids at the top there?
Yeah, and they're all attacking. Why not?
All right. So let's see what we've got here.
You like limited. How's this combat map
Hey,
for you?
look, we got a minute here while they figure out the blocks, right? We've got 8, 16.
Okay, so
right.
Supreme Phantoms are
23.
6
Okay.
power.
All
Droxel
right.
Captains are 7. The Other Spirits have 2 power.
No,
so
I was
they're
talking about
8.
the other side. How much is he attacking for?
Oh, let's see.
Not enough, right? There's 8, 16, 23 up top.
None of these have trample, so certainly
Right.
not enough.
That's 19. What is that, a Noble Hierarch? So just 19, or 16, excuse me. And another 16, so there's 32 more. The next row is 11, 12, 13, 14, plus another 16, so that's 30. And then if it attacks, it would be 6, but I'll call it 30 because that bird's not attacking right now. And then down on the ground, there's a 16 power bird, another 16 power board. That's another 32. What's that card in the middle?
Sorry.
Bottom middle with the one. That's another 16 power bird, right?
Sure.
Okay, so that is 30, 60, 90, 120, 125, 131, 133.
that is pedestrian amounts.
Yeah, and that is nothing compared to what Sam has on defense here.
Pretty sure Sam has more power on defense. It's just Sam's trying to trade cards. The Noble Hierarchs can, I mean, this Reflector Mage is not doing much. The Noble Hierarchs can just block all the ground creatures quite easily.
So he's left back that one Bird of Paradise so that he still has worship.
I mean, Andrew...
I mean, he's going to throw away his board here.
So the Devoted Druids are being blocked by the Noble Hierarchs. As long as every creature is blocked, we're fine.
Yes. Every creature needs to get blocked, and then a lot of them need to die.
A few. You need, 3 or 4 to die, and then the next attack for Andrew is going to be also super bad.
Yes. And this one, I believe, is also super bad, even though it is attacking for 133 points of damage, which is kind of cool.
It is, but it's not. But, Sam has probably 200 plus power.
I wonder what Sam's saying right now.
What is this nonsense?
Yes.
That's, if I had to answer, I guess. He's just asking, is there a creature that's left unblocked?
I just love this. Andrew goes, what's your life total? Sam's like, 1. He's like, cool, swing for 133.
Sam's like,
go to blocks? That's where we're at. Oh, my goodness.
Sam has won this game and is just making sure that no funny business happens.
I think you actually nailed it. I think what you said is exactly right, that Sam is simply saying, I have blocked every creature, right? I can't tell because visually speaking, there's too much going on.
Yeah. And it's super, and you can't, just to be clear, this is not a moment to gain from confusion. This captain can also block something.
I mean, if he can maybe get enough of a double block onto, yeah, and there we go. There goes Selfless Spirit. All of Sam's creatures are indestructible now. And that means that anything with enough power to kill the thing below.
Oh, Shalai activates twice, too. Let's not forget about that.
Is there still a Shalai somewhere?
Yeah, it's that phantasmal image that's blocking the Kraulen, Kraulen Horde Howler.
Yeah, the Howler, yeah. So we need dice on all of these things, too?
No, it's fine. There's just this big 6.
Okay.
Yeah, Sam has over 200 power right now in play.
Yes, he does. Somebody from the crowd is
somebody from the crowd gave
really bad advice.
One of the worst pieces of advice: pay 1 life for Misty.
Well, you got to thin out your deck, increases better draw.
That is actually not what you want to do.
Yeah, it's on multiple levels. A, lose the game on the spot. B, you don't want to thin out your deck.
Which one is worse?
You know what? I think thinning out your deck here is worse.
But yeah,
it's a strategic error, right?
By the way, for those wondering what happened in this game, I'll just recap. Andrew landed a very early worship. Sam Party has access to Knight of Autumn in his 75, but probably did not board it in since Sam looked through his deck throughout this game. We just saw a large attack that was really more for show. I don't think there was a way for Andrew to actually deal damage this way. It was just Andrew's only out because Andrew looked at more cards and got rid of his only win condition through Walking Ballista by going for Exact Lethal, which meant Sam could Phantasmal Image a Shalai. So the Walking Ballista went to the graveyard. At that point, Andrew has no way to win this game of Magic.
And that's going to be the end.
Right.
Sam Pardee will win this game.
Because,
honestly, thanks to this extremely built-out board.
Yeah, and just because Sam kind of got rid of the only win condition, and made sure to get through less cards than Andrew. Originally, Sam had gone through more cards, so if Andrew had just, not looked
that's
for cards,
going to do it right there. Finally,
won on
a
deck
handshake.
rather than the reverse.
Yeah, and Sam Pardee with a big smile says, that was crazy. Remember, all of Sam's creatures had 6+1/+1 counters in addition to the other pups. He had over 200 power on the battlefield, and he didn't win by attacking. He won by what would eventually be decking.
Yep.
Wow, what a absurd game that was.
That was that was. Did you expect this when we started with our turn-free combo kill deck and our spell queller aggro disruption deck?
And remember, this is a game where Sam had 4 spell quellers in his opener.
To start.
And then also Phantasmal Image, multiple spell quellers. There was like 6 of them during the course of that
five or
game.
6, yeah.
There's at least 6. I would say 6 or 7.
6, okay.
But yeah. Let's take a deep breath. Everybody, just calm back down again. We're going to bring you some Time Walk magic, but first, these messages.